We are live. Welcome to another post-game reaction. The Lakers beat the Pelicans 124-108. They are back in the win column, back in the 3 seed after a disappointing loss to the Golden State Warriors last night. The Lakers bounced back against one of the worst teams in the NBA, in the New Orleans Pelicans, who had no Trey Murphy, no Zion, no CJ McCollum, no Jordan Hawkins, no DeJounte Murray, no Herb Jones, no Brandon Boston. So you had to win this game. The Lakers sat Rui tonight. Maxi Kleber is close to a return, is what we're hearing. The big three combines for 92 points tonight. 92 points. With Luka Doncic going for 35. Looked a lot more comfortable than he did yesterday in his 6 for 17 performance. Austin Reeves with 30 and 7 and the best assist of the night with an insane lob that is now up on my TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram to LeBron James for his 27 points, 8 assists. LeBron goes for no rebounds for the first time in a long time. He did it once this season, but before that it had been years. He was truly just playing small forward out there. And he didn't need to rebound because Jackson Hayes had 12. And the Lakers were just kind of scoring all the time. The Pelicans would kind of hit their threes or commit turnovers. They had 16 turnovers forced tonight, and the Lakers only turned the ball over 12 times. Yesterday, they turned the ball over 8 times, which you would think is actually amazing, but 2 came in the clutch at the worst times from Luka Doncic yesterday, which we will get to. I missed you guys last night. I was traveling back from LA, so we weren't able to get a full reaction to that game, just some videos. So if you guys want to check those out and reactions, it's on my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at ish_NBA or ish, whatever floats the boat. Let's review tonight real quick. It's going to be a quick review on this game. It's pretty straightforward. With Rui Hachimura out, Dalton Connect gets 20 minutes, scores 12 points, 10 in the first half, or maybe 8 in the first half, 10 in the first half. He looked great. Against a porous team like this, he will look great. He was a plus 12. But we talked, or I talked with a lot of Lakers people yesterday, and the confusion was, why is Dalton Connect not even scratching the surface against one of the best three-point shooters of all time in Steph Curry? You have to be able to counter those shots. Obviously, he's not a game breaker right now as a starter, but he has impact available. And I honestly thought that the Lakers were missing bench points yesterday. Gabe was, he only hit one shot yesterday. Dorian was bad altogether. Luka was really bad. The bench just couldn't score. And in a game where you needed offense, Dalton Connect did not play. But with Rui out, he scratches tonight. Looks good. I think they need to keep him in the rotation just because of that extra gravity that he requires other teams to care about. And it's important to have spacing because when you have Jordan Goodwin and Jared Vanderbilt out there, they're just playing defense and they need to rebound, defend, focus on that while Luka and Dalton are scoring in this bench unit that they constantly go to. But they've been going without Dalton, without a backup big. Trey Jemison scratched today with 4 minutes and 58 seconds. In that time, he gave up an and one and had a double T with Jose Alvarado. So that was a funny stretch from Trey Jemison. But he played, and Koloko was inactive, and he played over Alex Len, which makes me think they might still go with Jemison over Len. But I don't know. I genuinely don't know if they will play a backup big if they make it in the right spot in the playoffs. They are the 3 seed now at 47 and 30. They should really be 48 and 30 if Luka Doncic wasn't in his own head yesterday. But you have to give credit to the Warriors defense. They switched really well, brought guys out, and made them earn every single point. Austin Reeves had 9 threes yesterday, though, and LeBron had 33 yesterday. They were both incredible. And Rui Hachimura had 24 points. He was also pretty good offensively. The Lakers' discipline defensively was absolutely god-awful yesterday. Hey, Bronny, that's funny. He could not the Lakers just could not stop themselves from jumping all the time yesterday against Golden State, fouling three-point shooters, including the greatest of all time from that distance. So their habits, I did a collaboration post with Lakers Lead yesterday on Instagram. You guys should go check that out at ish_NBA. And Yeah, it was bad habits. It was a really bad end to the game. Even though you had tough habits throughout the whole game, you still could have won it. Um, I'm happy to see Luka bounce back, like someone says in the chat right now. Tim says that. Appreciate the follow as well, Tim. Much love. And yeah, the he bounced back today, and the Lakers end up winning by 16. They barely beat the Pelicans. Lol. No, they beat them. They beat them. They just had one stretch where they let Jose Alvarado go crazy, and we'll talk about that because the Lakers' biggest flaw is perimeter defense against quicker guards. And the Warriors have two quick guards, and the Lakers got exposed by them. They fall for pump fakes. They need to have like a whole practice dedicated to film and figuring out how they're going to defend shooters. Because when you're a slow footed perimeter defense, especially in your starting lineup, you need to be able to switch quickly. You need to be able to move your feet and try your best as opposed to this jump and then the play is over and then you just give the shot. And if you can't get rebounds, you gave up so many offensive rebounds yesterday to the Warriors, you will lose games as a smaller team. The Lakers clearly continue to miss another big. Jackson played well today, finally, after a while. But this new iteration of the Lakers struggles with certain matchups, and they dominate other matchups that I don't think they thought they would. They've beat Denver twice since they've gotten Luka Doncic. They've now lost to the Warriors once since they got Luka Doncic, but I still have confidence in that matchup. Now you have, and you've also beat Houston, who you did not beat with AD, which is pretty impressive. So then you have OKC on Sunday, and then again, I believe on Tuesday. Those are huge games. We'll see if OKC decides to rest guys now that they cannot get a 70-12 season. They could still get 69 wins and 13 losses, but they just lost to Houston tonight or earlier today. So that was a honestly shocking kind of outcome, but Houston has a good record against all these best teams except for Los Angeles now, and the Lakers will have to face them again, and you have to win. If you want the 2 seed and you want to face a team that's fresh out of the play-in and, tired and whatever, you need to go beat OKC twice and Houston once. It's a very tall task because OKC is definitely the best team in the league this season. Yeah, I would ideally like to see Memphis. Minnesota gives me some concern, but I don't have faith in Julius Randle or Rudy Gobert in series, but they will give you problems regardless. I think everyone wants to see Memphis right now, but they just fell to the 8 seed, even after Ja Morant's game winner yesterday. The Clippers are the 7 seed with the same record, but own the tiebreaker. Timberwolves 6, Warriors 5, even though they beat Denver today. They're just half a game behind Denver, and they're probably the hottest team in the NBA right now. And then the Lakers are half a game above both of those teams, or against above the Nuggets at 47 and 30 because their loss column is just a little bit better. And now we're going to take questions from the chat. Offseason big man must get. I totally agree. Warriors taking 3rd seed, Lakers and Denver first round. I don't know. We'll see. It depends on what happens against OKC. I don't hate it, though. The Warriors have a good schedule, and they're rolling, and they look really effing good, and it's ridiculous how well they played today against Denver. Obviously, no Jamal Murray, but they looked great today. Each NBA, if Dalton Connect played against the Warriors, would it make a difference? I don't know if Dalton Connect is winning you the game yesterday, but I do think the Lakers end up losing by 6 or 8, right? But if your bench is giving you 5 points total, that's an issue. And I think if Dalton Connect just gives you a 3 and a dunk, you're in a much better position. And if Luka Doncic doesn't turn the ball over twice at the end and just swing the ball to Austin Reeves, we may be having a different conversation today. So it's important to put that in context. But I do think it goes often unnoticed with this Lakers team how important having shooters around these ball handlers are because of how badly you need defense. And because of how badly you need defense, you feel that you need to play Jordan Goodwin over Connect. Obviously, you have to play Jared Vanderbilt. I was disappointed to see that Vando did not spend much time on Steph Curry yesterday. So that was annoying. That was shocking because Jared Vanderbilt has had success, and no one can stop Steph Curry. He's one of the most unguardable players the world's ever seen. Maybe top 10 in that regard, but he has given him just a couple problems. All you need is a couple possessions that don't go your way, and then you're talking about a 6-point swing. Instead of 37, maybe you hold him to 32, 31. So I didn't like the game plan yesterday at all. So um, I think the Lakers will adjust. I think that's one thing JJ Redick should take from Darvin Ham's time as the head coach is putting Vando on a guy like Curry, um, and then putting LeBron on a guy like Jimmy, and and then playing a little bit bigger. Maybe Luka is on Draymond, and you have Reeves on pods, and then whoever they end up finishing with, Moody or Kuminga, you can pretty much put Dorian or Jackson there, depending on what you need at that moment. And Rui, of course, who sat out tonight on a second night of a back-to-back. Um, but yeah, I thought the lineup fluidity was not there yesterday, and obviously today against one of the worst teams in the league, who's starting G League guys. A bunch of two-way contract guys are starting. You had to win this game. 16 is honestly low. You probably could have won by more, but you let Jose Alvarado absolutely blow by you and pop off. So that's on the defense. And the Lakers' defense is their weakness right now, and it's mainly on the perimeter and then interior when Jackson Hayes is out. And their biggest weakness, I believe, is fouling, for no reason. For no reason. They commit some of the stupidest fouls I think I've seen in Laker history. More big men, yes. They would have beaten Hawks and Heat easily without Curry, or with Curry. Yeah, maybe not easily because the Heat were very motivated to win that game against Jimmy, but yeah, Curry makes the difference. Bro, if Luka was turning into December 27, 2022, he would have won against Warriors. I totally agree with that. Need connect. The follow-up comment, or the earlier comment Mike had was if Curry didn't get hurt, Warriors would be in the 3 seed right now. Maybe. He only missed one game, I believe, though. Or maybe it was 2. Lakers played from behind all game against the Warriors. No way y'all beat them. I mean, the Lakers dominated the Warriors in 3 out of the 4 games this year. 2 being very Anthony Davis centric. The other one being very LeBron Reeves centric. Reeves hit the game winner on Christmas Day. And I don't think Podziemski is dropping 8 threes again, but at the same time, you can't just double Curry and leave pods open. I think that was a really bad strategy. I think you need to do the same, but leave Draymond open and make him beat you from 3. But I don't know. Pods got in the right positions and he cut well, and he hit some floaters and he hit 8 threes. Austin Reeves saw he hit 8 threes and he said, "You know what? I'm going to go for 9." Because I've read I've read Twitter. Where will Lakers be? So people are saying y'all going 0-2 against OKC. Abraham says that, and dropping to the play-in. Where will where will Lakers be after the OKC games? I don't know. If the Lakers are going to lose both, I don't predict that. I honestly think they will split the games. It just comes down to, can Luka perform the same way he did in the playoffs last year against OKC? And it's important to understand that OKC might decide to rest somebody in the second set because I believe they have a back-to-back. So if they rest Shea, rest some other people, like Chet, J-Dub, Hartenstein, Caruso, Dort, if they want to do that and save those guys for a playoff run that is a lot more important than trying to lower the Lakers standing, then they might do that for one of the games because they cannot reach 70 wins now. I don't know if 69 makes a big difference for them. They've secured the 1 seed in the West by a big margin. They will face whoever the 8 seed is, so they need their players active for the playoffs, and as they will be the favorite in the West. I don't think the Lakers wants to face Denver if they lose at OKC. They'd rather be in 7th. I think the Lakers are completely okay with facing Denver this year because this is a different team. Denver is phenomenal. Of course they are. They've been lower than what they should be this year, but I would argue the Lakers are the exact same way. But I think they would rather face Denver than they would the Warriors in the first round because there's a different level of physicality on the perimeter with the Warriors. When with Denver, you can pretty much get what you want on the perimeter, and you have to live with if you're going to make shots or not. The Warriors kind of play a different style now with Jimmy Butler. They can switch. They play physical. They make you work. That's why Luka Doncic struggled so much yesterday. And it's crazy because they went from the Warriors being the easiest matchup for them until both teams made trades, and now they're a harder matchup. I still think they win a series against any West team except for OKC, but it's difficult when you have such aggressive deficiencies like slow perimeter feet and limited rim protection. I feel like those are two of the most important things in the NBA right now, with how quick guys can get to their spots, how much teams pay attention to rim touches, which is or like paint touches, which is pretty much getting your feet in the paint, driving and kicking, or if the kick is committed to making the right pass to the dunker spot. The Luka had a nice lob to Jackson Hayes today. And then LeBron caught the nice lob from Reeves, but that wasn't dunker. That was fast break. But um, it's important to break the defense down a little bit, and I think the Lakers can break the Nuggets defense down better than they can the Warriors defense because of how aggressive they are on the perimeter. Their active hands. Lakers make lazy passes a lot, and it's really frustrating to watch. I'm sure a lot of Lakers fans and people in the chat who watch Lakers games see that. Um, there is a sense of laziness with this roster, even though they are really talented. I don't see anyone beating the Warriors in a 7-game series the way they're playing right now. They're really hot right now, Abraham, but I would also pay attention to the same kind of deficiencies that they face. Obviously, they're a lot better with Jimmy Butler, so there are certain things that we can't take away from the first half of the season. But the rim protection is an issue. It's the same issue for the Lakers, the same issue for Denver. Um, Minnesota does not face that issue, but then their center happens to be a liability, so it finds a way to balance itself out. I don't think Minnesota is an easy spot for the Lakers either because of that size. But Sengun can't rim protect very well. That's how the Lakers were able to take advantage of that and hit a lot of threes against the Rockets, who don't contest very well. The Warriors contest way better than pretty much any Western Conference team except for the OKC Thunder. They contest threes, so you have to just make those or swing quicker, get your release off a little faster. The Warriors now know how to speed guys up, and I think that's really impressive with their new roster. And yeah, I agree, King. Athletic wing defenders are the Lakers' kryptonite, and all the top teams have them. I agree. Definitely agree. I just think that the Warriors guys are they have more positional size than some other guys. Like I think Dort's pretty big, but then Caruso is smaller. He is strong though. Shea is strong but skinny. Chet is skinny, so that LeBron has always had good moments against Chet. And Hardenstein, I think, would provide a lot of problems for the Lakers, honestly. A lot of offensive rebounds, probably. He's a really great passer from the high post, pick and roll action. It's like what Jackson was trying to do, and when the Lakers were in that 8-0, 12-2 stretch, once they got Luka going, he would dunk a couple times, start the game. They would overcommit to the dunk. He's kicking out to the corner. Austin Reeves is hitting the three almost all the time. Austin Reeves has been freaking fantastic this year, scoring 30 points in 4 out of his last 5 games. He's been brilliant. You just think every time he shoots it, he's going to make it, especially off the catch and wide open. And I agree with that. Steven Adams is a great center. He is great. I really hoped the Lakers could find a way to get a guy like Steven Adams during the deadline. Didn't think they would go for such a big trade like Mark Williams. I thought it would be Kleba in a bunch of seconds, or a couple seconds in a swap, because they only have 1 second left. But you have swaps, and I just thought they would look for a guy like that. But of course, Houston's not trading him because his value is insane on a playoff team. He rebounds, defends, just like you said. And J-Dub goes for 33, but Jalen Green dropped 4. And yeah, they started Sengun and Adams together, which is such a great adjustment by Ime Udoka. Like, that is high level thought process. Yes, Dylan Brooks is suspended, but you could have easily gone to Jabari Smith or Tari Eason. But they said, look, they're starting Chet and Hardenstein. We're going to counter that with beefy bigs. Sengun can play the 4. He dropped 31 points, didn't have to rebound very much. 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. Very active in the passing lanes, much like Jokic. Jokic is one of the higher steals guys. I believe my friend was telling me today Jokic is top 5 in steals. So that is important. And then Sengun is kind of the same way. He has better hands than he does rim protection because he's not very athletic. Steven Adams is a menace to society. 8 rebounds, 2 steals, 8 points, 12 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block, +7. Great, great game from him. And of course, Amen Thompson is playing great defense. Shea really broke him on a mid-range, but it did not last. Ultimately, they held Shea to 10 of 22 today, the league favorite for MVP. 1 of 6 from 3, only shot 2 free throws today. I know some people will be really happy to see that. And Chet played well and Hartenstein played well, but clearly not well enough. They got out-rebounded by Steven Adams himself. So that's really important, and that's why the Rockets can be a threat to anyone, for sure. For sure. Hey, Alex says, okay, wait, Abraham first. Oh, no, Kalwani. Sorry, guys. Or Kalwan. What do you think of the Lakers' chemistry? I think it's still developing a lot. I think yesterday was some of the worst body language I saw these guys have in a long time, especially after Luka committed those really bad fuck-ups that he did. Those were just inexcusable turnovers and a terrible pull-up 3 after Reeves had already hit 2. It's like, what is this ego battle that you have with the basketball? It's like, get it to the guy that's hot and live with the results. It doesn't always have to be you, because that's a sign of maturity, especially on the basketball court. It doesn't always have to be you. Kobe had to pass to Meta World Peace, even Kobe, So there were moments yesterday where I thought Luka fell for the bad habits, the 24 LA Fitness kind of basketball. I hope he can just mitigate that. I think that is an issue for the Lakers' chemistry, but they looked a lot better today. Passing was a little bit better. 8 assists for LeBron, 7 for Reeves, 6 for Luka. I think Luka's trying to get more assists, but he's trying too many fancy passes. But I think it's going to take an adjustment. I don't see the Lakers winning a championship, barring some injuries in front of them this season. I do see it next season once the correct trade has been made. I thought Mark Williams would bring them to contender status, genuinely, until we obviously all learned about the injuries and whatever. Because you can't have one big on a championship roster. You need 2. Winning small these days is really hard, but both the Lakers and the Warriors have championship DNA on their roster. It just depends. Can you go on a generational run? Because that's pretty much the only way either of those teams can win it. All the way. I think the Warriors or Lakers could get to the conference finals and face OKC. Genuinely. I think both of those teams are the second and third best teams in the West. However you feel about what style you like more, those are definitely, in my opinion, the 2 and 3 in the West. Houston, 4. I see a lot of Warriors confidence here, which is completely acceptable. I mean, you should be. They're really hot right now. 2 big wins over the Lakers and Nuggets. Warriors do lack size and the ability to switch. Yeah, the switching everything is really nice. It's really nice. Jimmy Butler has been stepping up his defense since he became a Warrior. He's looked fantastic. He hit some really cool shots today against Denver. They're confident. They're getting San Francisco buzzing, very close to home. Second home. Obviously, without Jamal Murray, you don't get to see the full Nuggets, so that's a big factor because the Nuggets, without Murray and Jokic, actually beat the full-strength Warriors a couple weeks ago. So it's all about momentum, but the playoffs are a different story. The Warriors have experience in being able to play slow. It'll be interesting to see if Podziemski can continue this hot run he's on. 28 last night, 26 tonight. I think the reason the Warriors wanted KD so much is because they realized they needed a second guy to go for 25 to 30. But if Podziemski can give you that and Jimmy gives you 19-5, 5 steals, man. He was crazy. He was so good. But and a plus 21. But if Jimmy can give you 20 and Pods can give you this, it's going to be tough for a lot of teams, It's going to be tough for a lot of teams in the NBA if this is the exact same scoring production you get game by game. The Rockets hit a lot of shots today, man, without Brooks too. Yeah, I think they should bench Brooks. And if I'm them, also sorry, that was an accident. But I believe they should bench Brooks and play Tari more, play Jabari more, play Amen as much as you possibly can. Maybe 40 minutes a game. Jalen, just let him go crazy with Sengun and Adams. And honestly, I view Reed Shepherd as a better player than Dylan Brooks. Obviously, that's not the case now, but one day, yes. If I'm the Rockets and you don't make it to the conference finals or the finals, I'm trading Brooks and maybe Fred too, if you opt into his $44 million team option for KD, Royce O'Neal, give them their Suns picks back. Like, KD on this team would fit perfectly. Straight up perfectly. It would be a perfect fit in Houston. Yasmani, I don't see your comment. I'm looking for it though. Sorry guys, I got the dogs going crazy too, but they're excited about a Lakers win. Reeves got me $18 today. Very nice. Yasmani, if you could just say your comment again, that'd be huge. Do the Lakers drop to the play-in with the OKC? Oh, this is you. Oh, yay, go Lakers. Go Lakers. Yes, yes, yes. Do the Lakers drop to the play-in with the OKC back-to-back? See, I was talking about this a little earlier. I honestly think the Lakers are going to split the games with them. That is an optimistic viewpoint, though. Also, let me get the dog real quick. This is a cute ass dog, but I think they split the games for sure. Because I think one game OKC should end up resting their guys, because if they don't, you honestly like are just putting your season at risk for no reason. Maybe they have a different belief that they can keep everyone healthy and chilling going into the playoffs. But if I'm them, 1 seed secured, best record in the NBA, still, I'm taking like one of those back-to-back games off. If it's not the Lakers, they'll do the other one. It doesn't really happen that the Lakers get a game off from Stars, but if I would hope to see the OKC Thunder rest one game, because my guy Trevor Lane of Lakers Nation was pretty much iterating the same thing earlier today. Are the Thunder actually going to play everyone? Because they don't need to, at least for the West. If they want the overall best record for the finals, they will play everyone. I think they will play everyone on Sunday. I just don't know if they'll play everyone on Tuesday. And that's the Lakers' opportunity. The Lakers have really played the Thunder really well over the last couple of years, no matter what record they've had. But it was a lot of Anthony Davis dominating the paint, a lot of LeBron dominating the paint, and Rui playing well, Austin playing well, and it's going to be a different task because Luka played really well against them last year. But it's just a different task with not enough rim protection, not enough rebounding. OKC is the most complete roster in the NBA. That's why Shai Gilgeous is a minus 4,000 favorite to be the league MVP, because he's averaging 33, 6, and 5 on the best team in the league right now. So they are the best team in the league for sure. It's just how are you going to perform against them? Are you going to come up to the moment? The Lakers have often showed up for the better teams since they've acquired Luka Doncic, and showed up terribly against the worst teams since acquiring Luka. Beating the Pelicans felt like a first after so many. Like, if you guys remember the Jazz game, the Hornets game, the Lakers should really be fighting for the 2 seed in an easier way right now, because they just gave games away. The Nets game, they gave up games to 3 of the top 8 teams that want to tank right now for flag: Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, Egor Demin, Nolan Traore, who's fallen a little bit, but Derek Queen, Maluach, like, those teams are thinking that in that mindset. The Lakers decided to lose to those teams due to absolutely shitty habits, poor basketball, laziness, bad defense, foul baiting, and the whole nine. Some games the Lakers look like they don't want to be there. Other games they look like they care so much that they look like a championship level team. And that is not always the best recipe for success if you want to win a championship. Yeah, I agree. The Lakers need their bench to turn up. Defense, big three has to be better. Simple. Agreed. The big three drops 92 tonight. 92 is amazing. That's ridiculous. 35 from Luka, 30 from Reeves, 27 from LeBron. I think the only thing, Kanam, I think the only thing LeBron, or why am I saying it wrong, bro? Kaiwan. I think the only thing LeBron has to sacrifice is ball handling duties. I think he needs to get the ball at the high post and assess the floor, survey the floor, hit the shooters, hit the dunkers. LeBron is still the best passer to the dunker spot on this team. Definitely. But yeah, I totally agree. The ball handling has regressed because he is older And that's a lot to ask. And you have two elite ball handlers in Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. The defensive efforts have to be better. Yeah. This defense is really porous. It's personnel based, but it's also night to night effort based. And that's not something you want to see if you're a Laker fan or if you're a Laker player. Some people will move to JJ Redick and say, hey, you're not getting your guys ready, but he really is. He's always got a good game plan, except for last night. Did not love that game plan. But you need a proper game plan for OKC on Sunday, and you need to try and make things tough. You need to watch this Houston film. You have to hit the shots that Houston hit tonight. Jalen Green gives them 34. He's been phenomenal this month. He won Player of the Week, right? So he's been just absolutely reaching his potential with this perfectly built roster around him now. Like Amen Thompson was a beautiful draft pick. Fred was a great signing. Sengun was a beautiful draft pick. Adams was a great, I believe, trade, if I'm not mistaken. Then they have Jock Landale just in case Adams gets hurt, but Landale's not nearly the player Adams is, but he's pretty good. Tari Eason and Jabari Smith both coming off the bench. Those are two of the best bench players in the NBA. Those two players are probably better than some of the 6 men of the year candidates this year. But they both are like guys that should have been starting, but Amen said, you know what? I'm too good. You need to start me. Ime Udoka went with the two vets in Brooks and Van Vliet all year because they play defense. And, they've taught these guys the way to play basketball the right way, as opposed to what they were doing before last year and the years before, which is a lot of shot chucking, ISOs, bad basketball. But Jalen Green always flashed that potential. Honestly, the Thunder are beating... Yeah, that's what I agree, Kaiwan. The Thunder are beatable if you defend without fouling. They are, and they proved that today, that if you don't foul Shea and you don't get in his airspace and you make him miss threes, if he's missing threes, you can win. Because J-Dub will still give you production regardless. Chet will still give you production regardless. But they have not, both of them, J-Dub makes an all-star team this year, but both of them haven't even peaked yet. So when they peak, it'll be a different story. But Shea can't do everything if they want to win the ship. He can do everything in the regular season if he wants to win MVP. But if we're talking about championship, it's a completely different story. And they look young, and I don't know if they're fully ready, but they have so much talent on both ends of the ball. And the guy that they traded, Josh Giddey, who goes for 15, 9, and 12 today, they replaced him with Alex Caruso as one of the best role players in the NBA. So they went for the better fit, and it's working. That's why they're 64 and 13. But also, side note, shout out Denny Advia, 37, 11, and 5. That's crazy. Ballin' since he's been given the keys in Portland. And the Warriors also withstood Jokic going for 33, 12, and 9. That's why, for the Nuggets, Jamal Murray is the X factor. Jamal Murray hasn't been playing very many games. They've been resting him. Obviously, he's a playoff riser, but he is the X factor, and you need him to perform the way he has performed against the Lakers for the last couple of years if the Nuggets want to make it out of the first round. And I know that he probably will. I'm sure the Warriors are cool with facing the Lakers, like the Nuggets, honestly, more than the Lakers. They've beat them down so many years. They know how to guard everyone. They kind of let Jokic go crazy and then guard everyone else. Like Aaron Gordon looked more rattled today against Draymond than I've ever seen him look, especially over the last couple of years as a Laker fan who's seen Aaron Gordon absolutely torch us. MPJ's had an off year, but the Warriors just defended everybody. They stole the ball often. They hit threes, great layups. Like, they are scary, and they can rise to the 4 seed for sure. And honestly, if the Lakers can maintain 3, I'm very happy with it. If Minnesota wants to go up to 5, that'd be cool, and the Warriors fall so they can beat Denver in the first round. If they want to do that, that'd be awesome, because Denver's actively ducking the Timberwolves right now. That is why Jamal Murray gets rested. That is why Jamal and Jokic have been rested last week, and Gordon and Porter. And that's why we saw these Russell Westbrook games over the last week that I wish I was covering like right after, because that reaction was hilarious to bricked layups, bad performances in the clutch, fouling, a 3-point shooter for game, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Yeah, I don't miss that. I don't miss that at all. Not at all. But this seeding is going to change every day. So it's hard to draw a conclusion today because it's going to change every day. The Lakers have played 77 games. They have 5 games left. Pretty much every team has almost played 77 or 78 games at this point. So every team has 4 to 5 to 6 games left. Mainly 4 to 5 is what I'm seeing right now. Although Atlanta looks like they have extra games for some reason. I don't know why. They must have missed a game or something. But yeah, this seeding is definitely not final. The Lakers are 3 for now, but OKC, as we've talked about at length, ad nauseum this live, that is huge for the Lakers. 2-game series against the best team in the NBA. Have to split it. I don't expect to win, to at least split it. Tomorrow, the only Western Conference game that matters is the Mavs Clippers, and they just faced it today. Mavs are going to make that 10 play-in spot. If AD plays, they could win the play-in, honestly. But I don't know why they would want that. If I'm them, I want my pick. Want to make one more trade or get a young guy to make up for all the picks we've lost. I don't know. But so Sundays where it gets crazy, 12:30 matinee, Lakers Thunder, big game in OKC. Then pretty much it is Nuggets Pacers. That's a big game. The Pacers can score a lot, but they can't really defend Jokic at all. At all. And if Jamal plays, I don't think they can defend Jamal either. Or Aaron Gordon, honestly. So that'll be an interesting game. But the biggest game of the night, besides Lakers Thunder, is Rockets Warriors. That is huge because you want to see the Lakers have had to decide now. Can we get the 2 seed? No, because we lost these three games against the Nets, Jazz, and Hornets. We did that to ourselves. So now we can't be the 2 seed because Houston's already at 51 and we're at 47. It's a tall task. But if they can do what the work that you actually wanted OKC to do to them today, if they can go there and beat the Warriors, that is huge for you because then you can afford one loss to OKC. But you're going to give up the 3 seed to Denver, and then you face the Warriors 4-5. Do you want that? Maybe not. If I'm the Lakers, I want to see the Warriors in the second round, the same way they saw them 2 years ago. The second round is better because you know how these Lakers play. They play, oh, I need to warm up. Oh, I need to figure this out. I need to get my rhythm going. Like, I just need to get going. You know, it's like this warm-up mentality. It reminds me a lot of myself when I was 210 when I watched Luka Doncic play bad basketball, you know. So it'll be very, very interesting. It'll be very, very interesting to see who wins that Houston Warriors game, what the seeding comes out, like the seeding fallout from that game. Because then on Tuesday, the West plays again. The Lakers play the Thunder once again in OKC. 2-game series. Lakers will be staying in OKC for a few days. Big East game is Celtics Knicks, but we'll see if Brunson is ready for that. The Timberwolves play the Bucks. Giannis, please. Please. And then the Warriors will play the Suns, so they'll probably beat the Suns, who are now 35 and 42 without their pick. That is sad. That's tough. Yes, sorry, Saboy Keem. I just saw your message. Albert, shout out Albert. It is called Real. Bet you can study the props. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know if they have betting on Real. You guys let me know. I only look them up for the stats. I had to quit. I quit betting for a while, but as I near an end with my contract with the Santa Cruz Warriors, I will return and start to post some things once I'm starting to make some money, guys. So I will also provide. I used to provide some betting content, but I had to stop that. At least on TikTok. I was doing like writing for a fantasy site for a couple of years called fantasysp.com. Shout out them. They helped me get my writing start. But there's a lot of fun betting odds to look at for this playoff and MVP and awards. I would check out like DraftKings or what's the other one am I talking about? DraftKings and someone help me. I mean, I guess now it's like Bet US and stuff, but ESPN Bet, Barstool, whatever. Are you a Lakers fan? Yes, I am. I'm a born and brought up Lakers fan. FanDuel. Thank you. Why am I forgetting FanDuel of all places, bro? Appreciate that, Sackboy Keem. Prize picks, of course, too. Hopefully your guys' Flex Fridays were good today. I am a Lakers fan, Sean. I was born in SoCal. Spent a lot of my the greater part of my first 6 months on this, or 8 months on this earth, in SoCal, and then we moved up to Nor. And I've been here a lot, actually, in talks to go down to LA hopefully soon, guys. If you guys want to check out my TikTok shop, you want to buy some bandanas, that would help. Or tell anyone who likes bandanas, or some fun things like that. If you want to check them out, it's there. I don't know if it's linked. Um, I'd be old. Like, I'm 26 now, bro. People are calling me Unk. Like, I'm playing with guys at the gym that were born in like 2002, and I'm like, what? How the hell? Being Unk at 26 a little ridiculous. Yeah, I have seen Kobe play in real life. Kobe is my favorite player of all time. By far, he's my idol. Like, kind of a father figure in my life. Which is different when it's not like someone you really know. But like, the way he went about his game was crazy, and I got to see obviously the second half, more of the 24 career. I saw the whole 8 career, every single part I could. Obviously, I missed 96 through 99, but I pretty much have watched back everything. And like, my first memory was pretty much 2003 or 2004, 2003, when they won, and then they lost. And I remember being heartbroken, or seeing the heartbreak of losing to the Pistons, and being like, why are we heartbroken? And then saw how terrible it was, and I was heartbroken. Then the shitty years with Kwame and stuff like that. And Chris Mim, Smush Parker, went through it all, man. Developing Lamar Odom, Andrew Bynum, trading for Pau Gasol, like Sasha Vujacic hitting the biggest free throws of Lakers history against Boston, beating Dwight Howard when it should. I really wanted to face LeBron that year, because when you were a Kobe and Laker fan, like, you weren't the biggest LeBron fan, and there were all these talks of who's better, who's better, who's better. Kobe always said it doesn't matter to him, so I kind of felt the same way. I was like, okay, if it doesn't matter to him, it doesn't matter to me. Yeah, work ethic, of course. Like, he's the biggest inspiration for work ethic for a lot of these basketball players, like, and LeBron too, like how to take care of your body, how to hit a level you've never felt before, how to get motivated at a level that you've never felt before in your life. And I think those are some of the best qualities he laid on this earth. And January 26, 2020 was one of the worst days of my life, for sure. For sure. I'm sure everyone who follows basketball. So yeah, it's Lakers forever. Forever. But I still currently do, but I worked for the Santa Cruz Warriors these past 2 seasons. Really fun opportunity. I loved that. It was a great experience in the G League. Been doing content for a while. I took a long break because there were certain things I just wasn't allowed to post. So my ability to create content was a little less. Time wasn't there as much because of the hours you have to put in. It's not crazy, but that situation was fantastic for me. I got to meet a lot of players, still have a lot of connections from those guys, meeting new guys every day, a lot of front office people, coaches, a lot of these like really impressive people that you see grind on a day-to-day basis, making way less than you would think, working in the NBA. And it's really impressive, but you would think that it's glitz and glamour the whole way, but that's not how the G League works. Hey, thank you, Kalawan. I really appreciate that. He says, for the YouTube chat, he says, I just came across your page and you may be the best creator I've ever came across on TikTok. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I also appreciate the follow from Hart. Reeves' contract is a steal, best third option league. I agree, Braxton. 13 million for Austin Reeves is ridiculous work. The Lakers definitely did a fantastic job on that. I think everyone thought it was already team friendly when he signed it, because San Antonio was supposed to send him this 4 years, 100 offer. And I was certain the Lakers would match it, and I'm sure they would have. But they're like, hey, let's do a team friendly discount, opt out early, and then we'll give you a big deal if you end up reaching your full potential, which they did. And now he is averaging like 27 over a month and like 30 over the last 4 out of 5 games. It's ridiculous. I think we all knew he'd be good after year 2, but this good is crazy. He takes what people teach him and he implements it immediately. Chris Paul taught him how to do his like spin dribble. Fun fact, I thought I invented this dribble back in middle school when I was playing against my homies, because I hit someone with it. The like spin back dribble from the right to the left, where it spins from the middle right back to your right hand because they think you're crossing over, comes back to your right hand, and then you lay. He did that against the Spurs, and then Chris Paul saw it and he's like, "Hey, you gotta spin it way more." Oh, it's definitely easy now, for sure, easy. But he's like, "You gotta spin it way more, bro," and he's like telling him how to do it. Implements it in the same game, and then like he's learned a lot from LeBron, timing, a lot of spacing, and I believe he is teaching other players on the team more about basketball IQ that they didn't know. Honestly, I would argue that he has taught me basketball IQ I didn't even have before this, because I've always just been a catch and shoot guy as personally. But seeing that, yes, you can be less athletic and dribble and create space and push guys out of your way, get hit and still hit the shot. Um, it's really impressive. It's really impressive to see someone that is deemed like an average looking white dude to be this good at basketball and develop his game so much to where he's one of the most important players in the league right now. And he's become one of the best guards in the NBA, which is crazy. His handles are something I never thought I'd see. He's definitely studied a lot of Kyrie tape, definitely studied LeBron, Luka, Kobe. I know Kobe's like his number one guy, so that's another reason to love Austin Reeves. So that's very impressive. Luka and Reeves going to be a duo, going to be tough in the future. I agree. I think they'll be around for 10 years each. So I'm hoping the Lakers can get some good runs and a nice big man with this roster next year. I hope LeBron decides to stay. I know he is slowing down in some respects, but he's still LeBron James, and he helps your team more than he hurts it. And he barely hurts a team. So isn't Derek White contract like 180 mil? I believe so. It's like 5 years, maybe 150 or like 180. Yeah. Not very good, but he's great. So is it that bad? Maybe not. I'm not mad if the Lakers give Reeves that deal once. Also, I'm not gonna do co-host today, guys, but I appreciate that. I always love that. That means you guys are engaged. That's awesome. And I'm fine with paying him that because he's playing like a max player. He's playing pretty much like the best player on the team at this point, just due to IQ purposes, setting guys up, hitting his own shot when the time comes. But most importantly, he is the clutch player on this team, and which is crazy because LeBron James is one of the best clutch players of all time. Luka Doncic has some of the best clutch history in the first like 7 years of someone's career, 8 years. But Austin is the clutcher player out of all of these three. They gave the ball to him in that infamous Bulls game twice. Hit shots both times, go-ahead shots. And he hit multiple threes last night to bring the game close at the end. He did not give a shit. Like, he went so hard. He is a killer. And what JJ Redick said on a not live stream, on a podcast with Austin a couple years ago before he ended up being the coach was, "You've got some shit to you, don't you?" And I always used to think JJ would say these things that are like, it's hard to relate to if you're not an NBA player. Maybe if you're a regular player, sure. But if you're not an NBA player, you probably don't know what they're talking about. But when he explained it, I was like, yeah, you do have some shit to you because you could have been the 46th pick to Detroit. You decide that you want to go to the Lakers on your own fruition. Like that, you want to do that. Like, that's up to you. Like, so you go undrafted, you take that risk, signed on a two-way. Mac McClung is a bigger name on the Summer League team together, and they play so well together. The Lakers see, like, what the hell is up with this guy from Arkansas, and who played at Wichita State and Oklahoma? Why is he playing so well? Why does he just know where to be? Hits a game winner in Summer League. Okay, you have something to you, don't you? Then has to play the first year because Russell Westbrook experience was terrible. Austin Reeves was the third best player his first year because of how terrible the production was from Hall of Famer Russell Westbrook, which is shocking. Shocking. Hits a game winner against Dallas off a Russ pass. Like, it was shocking. And then he's just developing every single year. And he's developing at a rate that I don't think very many people understood. And I don't think people will get it up until he gets put in the limelight of like a championship run or a playoff run, because the Laker fans will always feel strongly about their players. Hell, I felt strongly about Talen Horton-Tucker. Okay. He had a great year and then was shit the next year. And that sucked for me because it's like, okay, I'm one of those Lakers fans again. But Austin Reeves has made me believe in him specifically and understanding that individual basketball players are just different. And you need to evaluate the individual before you go on to the next guy, because some guys just have it here and they have it out there on the court and they have it in their physicals and there's just so much to being a successful long-term basketball player. You get respect from guys like LeBron, you get respect from guys like Luka, you get respect from guys like Chris Paul. You must be held in a high regard for a reason. You hit a game-winning layup taking Andrew Wiggins, one of the better defenders on the wing, on Christmas Day. Like, they damn near forced them to trade Wiggins in a weird way. And maybe Jimmy Butler does a better job of that, but Austin Reeves is very composed. I think that's one thing you did not see with Talen Horton-Tucker. Like you didn't see with even Lonzo. You didn't even see with Ingram, Kuzma, Randall, Clarkson, Zubats. Maybe Zubats, but Reeves is the most composed young player the Lakers have had ever since maybe Kobe Bryant. He even had his airball moments, right? But he's composed because he went to college for 4 years. He has that brother with pro experience overseas in Germany. He just hoops for a livelihood, plays golf and hoops. That's it. He's got natural talent, but he works on his game, and he's around some of the hardest working people in the world in the Lakers organization and LeBron James. Maybe Luka Doncic changes your mind on hardest working, but I don't know. Maybe Luka Doncic upgrades his work ethic being next to Austin Reeves and LeBron James, because those are the core guys. Those are the big three. They go for 92 tonight. And he is the most valuable player on the Lakers right now. And it's going to be that way up until we see something different. And what's crazy is they can all three of them can have top tier value. It's not like Austin's here, Luka's here, LeBron's here. It's more like Austin's here, Luka's here, and LeBron's here. Austin's just slightly more usable in certain aspects. He's your best free throw shooter. He's your best 3-point shooter, frankly. And he's more composed than anyone on the court. He's not a better passer than the other two, but he's a good passer. And he threw an insane lob today to LeBron James. His peaks are really fun. And I think you see the same thing with Luka. I think those two are inspiring each other a lot on the basketball court. They both drive, kick, set guys up, aggressive as 3-point shooters. Austin puts more rim pressure on teams than Luka does. And I would like to see Luka put more rim pressure on teams. He was just toying with these Pelicans tonight. Pump fake here, pump fake here. Oh, you're jumping? Pump fake here, pump fake here. They were jumping so much that he decided to try a behind-the-back pass to Gabe Vincent that was absolutely awful. Made him shoot a bad 3. But that's the type of talent he has. That's the type of talent he has. He'll fuck with you. Like, he's so good. But he needs to realize getting downhill, getting a certain number of paint touches is so important. And there's one thing I have a pet peeve about when he hits the paint touch. Bro, you can hit the floater. Like, he shot a couple tonight after not taking a few. Like, you can you can body a guy and lay it up on him. I think he just wants to avoid injury at this point. But I would like to see him be really aggressive against OKC. Really aggressive. Go for 40, 10 and 10. Like, I need a psychopathic game from Luka Doncic on Sunday. And if it's not Sunday, Tuesday, I need a psychopath Luka. One of these two games, please. And regular Reeves, who we've been seeing over the last stretch, and LeBron, who's back to scoring 27 plus in the last 2 games. I'm not doing Reeves for Jaren, even though I love Jaren. I love Jaren. I absolutely do, but I don't like his mindset. See, when I look at players, I listen to their interviews a lot. I listen to, or I watch the way they play in the clutch, and I don't love what Jaren can give you. Honestly, I don't love Jaren very much. Especially, I don't think Austin Reeves is a less valuable player than Jaren Jackson. I think Jaren Jackson is one of the best defensive players in the league. Don't get me wrong. But you're not trading Austin Reeves at all. You can't. You cannot. If I'm the Lakers, though, If I'm the Lakers, I mean, if the Rockets wanted to do that, Braxton, maybe for Sengun, maybe. Like, it doesn't make sense for either team. I mean, for the Rockets, like you already have your shooting guard of the future. But I don't. The Lakers aren't trading Reeves. They won't. But I think they will look to trade Kleba. Probably connect if they don't think they can, hold on to him, and maybe they need to peek out at something better. Yeah, Braxton, we need a center, but not at the expense of Austin Reeves. 13 million is too good. His value is important to this team. He's honestly he's not really replaceable. I think the only name I really considered was Bam. Reeves and picks for Bam. Or like Reeves and Rui and picks for Bam, right? Because he's the perfect fit ideally because he's a lob threat too. Jaren's not a lob threat. So that I also don't like Jaren for that reason. But Bam's like an all-world defender, great passer, could average 25 with Luka. But Reeves is averaging damn near 28 since this when LeBron's out. And he's averaging damn near 25 over a month. So and like 8 and 6. So he's pretty ridiculous. I agree about the Mark Williams trade. Oh yeah, sorry, Kaiwan. I saw you say that. I got stuck on something else. But can that be like Tyler Hero? I mean, his handle is not even remotely close to Tyler Hero's. Tyler Hero had a great handle in high school in Wisconsin. So that is a factor. But Connect's jump shot is amazing. His jump shot's amazing. I think if he should go study with Clay for an offseason, learn how the movements work. Because the man just stands there at the wing and hits threes. But bro, if you can hit threes off the catch, you would be unstoppable. You would be unstoppable. Connect could be amazing, but he needs a summer with Ray Allen, Klay Thompson, Austin Reeves, and Luka Doncic. Because you need that chemistry to be figured out. And then at the same time, you need to learn how to hit threes off the catch and then work on your handle too. And Braxton, I agree. I was upset when Mark Williams trade got canceled. I was glad for one reason, though. I felt like the Lakers gave up one pick too many or like one swap too many, but that's nitpicking. I would say that if you need to trade Connect with Kleba, and if you have to give Rui and some like not superstar, because you're not going to get a superstar for that, but like some really all-star level big, like if you can figure out a way to swing a Bam guy or like something like that. If you can get Bam on this team without giving Reeves, my God, that's a championship roster, right? But that's very wishful thinking. Very, very wishful thinking. But like Claxton is a target that the Lakers could trade Kleba and Gabe/Rui for. Or a Okongwu, I would love to give. Maybe you just give Connect and Kleba and that's it for a Okongwu. And then you try and get Lonzo, because I think the Lakers are missing they're missing a better version of Jordan Goodwin, and I think that's what Lonzo is, because he can shoot threes and defend just as well and rebound and pass a lot better. So I would love a healthy Lonzo to come off the bench next year at $9 million as opposed to 20 this year. That's why it was so hard for them to trade for him. But yeah, I would love a good backup guard. And I think center is the number one priority. Braxton, you became a Laker fan when he got traded there? Nice. Welcome from Dallas. I love Luka. I actually bought his shoes a month before we traded for him, unbeknown to me. If you guys check out a video on my channel, it was me talking. This is like 2 years ago. I'll try and link it in a story or something so you guys can just make sure you follow so I can check it out, or so you guys can check it out. But I pretty much alluded to the fact of Luka requesting a trade to LA one day. So I felt pretty good about that. It's like I was on South Park or something. No, so that was great. I think he's staying on the Lakers team. Yeah, he is. I think he'll stay on the Lakers. Miami's a threat, but I think he'll stay on the Lakers. They just took on some cap now with Wiggins and stuff. So I think he does stay. The Kobe connection is too much. What up, Serge? How you doing, bro? I live in Real Madrid, so I follow. Hey, shout out Madrid, Braxton. I've been to Madrid. You guys have the best McDonald's. I'm not anymore a big McDonald's guy, but you guys have the best McDonald's I've ever had. Croquetas, fire. Taiwan King. What if y'all lowball Doncic, possibly get another play? If we lowball him, he's leaving. I don't think he can handle a second lowball. OKC in 7. Yeah, sure. They're the best team in the league right now. Relatable for Braxton and Destroyer. That's funny. I'm sure a lot of LeBron fans can relate to that. If Kobe moved, I probably would have done the same thing. I probably would have been a Bulls or Clippers fan, like in a weird way, as a kid. But now that I'm older, I would never switch from the Lakers, right? Like I would never switch at all. But I totally understand if you're a player follower why you would. One of my best friend is a LeBron fan, so I feel that, and now he's a Laker fan with me, so it's pretty fun to have him on my side. How much is Bam contract? He's 37. So you could probably give Rui at 18, Kleba at 11, so that's 29. Connect at 433. You can take 5 mil or less, or 5 mil or less more if you need to, because LeBron will be a free agent, so you won't have any apron rules. So you could, in theory, give that in 2 firsts. But why would Miami take only 2 firsts? No way they're taking 2 firsts. They probably want 3, 4, 5. I love how active you guys are in the chat right now. What team, K Bryant legend, what team the Lakers want to face in the first round or like to face the first round? Memphis. I think every team wants to face Memphis, but they might fall into the deep. They might lose a play-in game. Like I don't know what's happening with them. I think every team wants to face Memphis. They're the worst team in the top 8 for sure. And the next, they swept the Clippers with Luka, so Clippers next. Then probably the T-Wolves, Houston. Then you'd probably go Denver, Warriors, OKC. In that order of happiest to face to least happiest to face. And a testament to the work the Warriors have put in with Jimmy Butler. He played for Real Madrid though, Braxton. So that's what I thought you were saying. But that's funny. Someone said you live in Real. You mean Madrid? That's funny. Madrid is great. Madrid is absolutely amazing. Why don't you believe in Luka, Kaiwan? I'm gonna be back. Let me. You guys keep talking in here. Let me just figure out this the Wafa. But everyone get active in the chat. Keep bringing up questions to each other. I love this conversation that we're having. All right, chat. We're back. Hey, some of you stayed. Say less. Agreed. Work on defense. Yeah, no boards for Braun tonight. Back to back, I wouldn't expect him to get boards, you know? Corey asks, great question. Do you think Luka's performance right now will be enough to give the Lakers a deep playoff run? Not the performance he had last night against Golden State. That's for damn sure. But the performance he had against Denver, their first matchup, him, LeBron, Reeves, Rui, DFS. Yes, absolutely. Because that type of performance is something you need to see. You need to see that craziness in him. Like what JJ said before the game. He's like, I want to see psycho Luka. I want to see him yelling at nothing in particular. And I want that against OKC on Sunday. I want that against OKC on Tuesday. If it's one of the games, that's fine. Just show me something that is different from the norm. Just show me something that is different from this slow-paced basketball where you're leaving yourself open to make mistakes. Don't make mistakes. You don't need to. You're too good. He's way too good. He's one of the best talents we've ever had in the NBA and one of the best talents the Lakers have ever had. Yeah, exactly, Braxton. He already dominated the Thunder last season. I want that Luka from last year for one of these games. Go crazy. Go crazy. Like, just be a psycho. Don't yell at the refs. Don't stop and, like, slow down and complain. The Lakers are working on that with him, so that's good. But Luka Doncic needs to come in locked in on Sunday or Tuesday and go there and beat OKC the same way Nomad Ing said about his Rockets beating the Thunder. You need that same performance. You know, Boston's good as hell. I agree. Boston is really good. They should be the favorites to win the championship. And Thunder should be maybe second or third, and Cleveland should be. It should be Cleveland, OKC, Boston. Those should be everyone's favorites. They are the favorites on all the apps right now. But the teams that can provide issues for all those teams, Warriors, Lakers. Championship experience is championship experience. Steph Curry is Steph Curry. Jimmy Butler is Jimmy Butler. Draymond Green is Draymond Green. LeBron James is LeBron James. Luka Doncic is Luka Doncic. And Austin Reeves is Austin Reeves. All right, guys. This has been really fun. TikTok chat, you were amazing tonight. Straight up amazing tonight. I love you guys. It's been fun doing this consistently again. Everyone follow up on TikTok. If you can go to YouTube, that'd be sick. That's the only one where it's not Ish_NBA. But if you look it up, it should show up. It's Ishan Ghosh, ISHANGHOSH 824. This is live. This will be posted as a video on YouTube if you want to get back to it. Hear your names, and we can keep interacting. I'll be live again Sunday, post game. Love you guys. Stay blessed. Appreciate it, Kaiwan. See you guys Sunday for Lakers Thunder, one of the biggest games of the season so far. Peace.